Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator. Today we have the last stand of Spartacus. So this is going to be a fictional battle set in the final stages of the Spartacus Rebellion, which happened from the years 73 to 71 BC, when Spartacus and some escaped slaves and gladiators led a rebellion against the Romans in Italy. So this was actually suggested by one of you, except I've adapted the numbers and the composition of the forces to kind of suit this kind of last stand scenario. So there is a total of 18,000 Romans on the battlefield and a total of 11,500 defenders. So that's 11,500 of the kind of Spartacus's rebellion and 18,000 Romans. So it's kind of in the Romans' favour. But from the positions that they hold, the Romans might still have a bit of trouble kind of attacking the position. So I'm just going to add in, actually, one final contingent of archers to help out the spearmen. Let's bump up those to like 400 archers. And I just need to change the teams. Oh, golly gosh, I am so unprepared. Okay. And let's plop them right at the back to help the spearmen. So the compositions that I've gone for, basically we have the slaves defending one entrance, we have the kind of the gladiators and anyone else in kind of like a combat role here, and then we have Spartacus defending the final approach to the city, supported by, let's bump that also up to 400 archers as well. So, the last stand. This legion will probably have quite a tough job to take out the Spartans here, and in fact if I just increase their combat width to 2, that should also help them from getting flanked as well. So here we go, let's jump into the battle, and if you're happy of course to see Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator on the channel, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you'd like to see next, because I do take it on board. Some scenarios that are suggested I simply can't do, but if I see a really interesting one such as this, then I will try my darndest to do it. And if you've enjoyed the video, of course, or if you think you're going to enjoy it, leave a like. It's always very helpful indeed. So here we have the last stand of Spartacus. We have the peasants here. They might actually do a pretty good job against that Roman legion, especially when they're going up against, when they're supported by the archers up here. Then we also have the Spartacus's elite forces here to hold against the Romans. And then we have the gladiators assembled against this legion here. So it's kind of and then we also got the legion coming over across there. So it's going to be quite fun. Without further ado, let us begin the scenario and see how they're going to be doing. So the gladiators are going to be charging into battle, and the rest of the forces are going to be holding firm. But this should be quite a fun scenario. Hopefully, that's the plan. Although charging into water, not the best idea for a battle. But here we go. It begins. So the legions are kind of forming their block here. The wild men are outnumbered, except their stats are a lot higher. So this legion could actually kick the bucket quite soon. The one coming around on this flank won't take as many casualties. However, they are losing some to archer fire. And they appear to be having a bit of difficulty getting across as well, actually. I think that where they're kind of clumping and the arrows are kind of getting into them there. But they are managing to get to the Spartans, or Spartacus. So we'll see how that goes. And now down here, this Roman legion is advancing towards the spear line. It's going to take quite a while. I thought that this would be quite a quick battle, but the peasants, I imagine they're going to try and hold as best they can. I kept all of the stats the same to try and kind of keep it a little bit fair for the Spartacus Rebellion. For this legion, it's going to take a little while to get into position. Defending the bridge here. So how is this legion performing against the wild men? It's looking, I think they're actually being forced back and pretty decimated, at the moment at least. I was not expecting... Actually, you know what? Their stats are higher, so that would be a lie. If we zoom in a little bit closer, we can kind of see the combat in action. Oh, sorry, I've got it still sped up from last time. So let's slow that down to almost half the speed. But we can see the Romans have an incredibly good block chance. And up here, the Legion is actually managing to get up the hill now, but they're not able to get around the Roman, the Spartacus's elite forces. Now I don't actually know if they're actually losing any. They're not really losing any health. So, and the Romans, it's like a one-hit kill. So while I gave the Romans advantage in number, I think the composition of Spartacus's forces, except the archers here are now proving to be kind of useless from where they were positioned. So that's kind of down to me there. Over here, the spearmen putting up a good job at holding. But as we can see, the Romans have 15,000 remaining, whereas the spearmen have 10,000. So the enemy has, well, the Spartacus' rebellion has killed 2,500 compared to the Romans of 1,500 now, I believe. The Romans are managing to push in, and as we can see the stats of the soldier, they're pretty bad. Especially when like their line breaks, so the Romans could actually kind of force a gap here. So we can see the Romans making decent progress. This legion, though, there's not going to be any of it left. The gladiators are actually making some decent progress, but if they manage to get past them here, if the Romans can actually beat the gladiators, then they're going to be able to get up and almost hit the Spartacus' elite in the rear. But it looks like now that some of Spartacus' elite are starting to fall. But this definitely isn't over for the rebellion, because that legion has just been absolutely destroyed. The spearmen, I don't think are, well, actually they've got the best bet for the rebellion at the moment. The best bet are holding, and they're actually doing a pretty good job, I think, because they've just formed like densely packed ranks, almost like a phalanx. So I imagine back then quite a few slaves might have actually been Greek. There we have it. And the archers are actually now able to pepper fire into the legions here. They're making decent progress on this flank. Over here the Romans are still piling in as well. So I think eventually the spearman line might break, but they're gonna hold for quite a while. But if the Romans can actually take out the Spartans, then they're going to be in for a tinsy bit of trouble. So the Romans are still piling in. They're actually taking out some of the Spartans now, which is quite risky. Yeah, they're managing to get around the Spartans' flank. Over here now, it looks like the Romans are getting behind the wild men. I should say, sorry, the gladiators. So I'm not sure that they can hold for much longer. That is going to be unfortunate for the rebellion here, losing their prime fighters. And some of the Legion, I'd say maybe a third of the Legion is still alive. Over here on the spearman's flank, the Romans are starting to make inroads now through the spear line, but you can just see it's just a huge block of peasants. But it's either fight or die, and I don't really think they will. Well, actually, they're going to fight and they're going to die. Unless a miracle happens at the moment, because they're still outnumbered by about 4,000. And it's looking like over here, the Romans are making decent inroads against the Spartan line. This is the kind of time where I'd very much like to interfere in the battle, but I'm going to try and refrain from doing that. But if the Romans are able to take out the Spartans and just blitz in to the archer line here, they've got a chance. But again, I think this is going to be fairly close. But maybe the archers do give them an unfair advantage. Okay, but the last of the gladiators has now fallen, or they're about to fall. So the remainder of this legion, it looks like it's going to sprint forward and try and head into the other area of the Spartacus's line. I need to stop saying Spartans, but I can't stop myself, man. Spearmen, still holding. In fact, this legion is really not doing as well as I thought they would. I figured they'd just be able to just blitz through, but it's because of these archers able to rain down fire onto the Roman position. They're unable to keep pushing forward. So back over we go, and it looks like the sun is setting. So this rebellion, this battle is going to last into the night. Oh my, yes, the line of Spartacus's elite really is starting to fall here. So if the Romans can just break through, then the peasants on the other side, I think, are going to be screwed. But they're only outnumbered by 3,000 now. So this is where the archers are becoming really, really important to the fight. So that legion is making its way through. And if we look at the pile of dead, you can see like the Romans are piled on top, but they managed to get behind and envelop the gladiators. Yeah, taking that kind of archer fire, they don't really stand a chance. But there are still a few thousand of them trying to get through. So let's just, for example, take control of this one fella. Yeah, they need to attack en masse in order to stand a chance of getting through the line. But it looks like Spartacus's elite still struggling to hold. They are holding, but it's looking pretty precarious at the moment. So let's take a little look at the spearmen. Yeah, the Romans here are getting slaughtered. I think where the archers have such a decent arc to fire onto their position, the spearmen definitely have the upper hand now. You can see like they've lost all of their men along here, probably just mainly from the arrow fire, especially right there. Here it's definitely a mixture of spearmen or peasants. So the peasant line is holding, and it looks like they will continue to hold. So giving them maybe that many archers was a bit of a mistake. Up here, though, we can see the Romans trying to get across. And it looks like they're almost heading. Okay, I'm going to take control of a few archers, Romans, and head on into their flank. Just to give the Romans an absolute chance now. Okay, well, so we'll see if that actually affects it. It looks like it's not going to affect it in the grand scheme of things. The Romans are now losing a huge number of troops. So it looks like Spartacus' rebellion might actually succeed, which I was not expecting. Because this legion has just been decimated, so without the archers, I reckon they would have ground through the spearmen and managed to get through the line, but these archers are pretty much just winning the battle. And on this flank, the Romans are just struggling to get through the Spartan line. And we can kind of see how they're just battling amongst their dead now. But, here we go. Yeah, we can kind of see they're starting to get around. We get in to the Roman. Wow, the Spartans have a quick attack here. But you can see the block chance that the Romans have is really good. Okay, so the last few are making it across the river, and you can see where they lost hundreds to archer fire at the start of the battle. Over here, the last are still trying to make their way up. And it's 10 PM, mostly sunny, with some sun. And the Romans still trying to get over this position, but they just can't force a crossing. And over here, it's all but done for this legion. Those 400 archers have completely decimated, well, I'd say even annihilated the legion that once existed. But we can see the progress that they were making. They would have easily made it through the spearmen, given enough time. And now the Romans are outnumbered. But there are very few Spartacus' elite left, slowly getting surrounded, but it might actually be enough. Where the Romans are trying to clamber over their bodies is giving the archers the ability to just fire straight into their line, which is it's grim. It is really grim. Okay, but hopefully with the power of editing, I've edited this gap out, and we'll get back to the action. So the doorbell went, and someone from a political party in Vancouver was asking how I'm going to vote, but I can't vote. I'm not a citizen. So back to the battle. And the Romans are now outnumbered by 1,000 troops. And this legion, just a few remaining Romans, fighting to the death against the peasants in the rebellion. But it looks like they have won. But if the Romans can just push through this Spartan line and engage the archers, then they've got a chance. But I don't think they can. Basically, oh wait, well the Spartans are getting flanked now. But this is when I wish that the Romans would just go into attack mode and attack those archers. Because without them, I'd like... Because, right, you're all going to rage at me for changing like the battle, but you've got to at least give the Romans a chance here, because they're just getting absolutely decimated, and the AI doesn't want to seem to go into their flank, which is frustrating. Because if they would just do that, then I think the Spartans would just get overwhelmed. But I think there's only maybe 100 of the Spartacus' elite left. And like, if I go up into their formation like that, Spartans just die immediately. But it's going to be tense, because there's still 3,000 Romans here trying to get into Spartacus' elite, and then once they do that, they might annihilate these archers. So it's looking like it's going to go very much... Well, it looks like the peasants are going to be the only ones that survive. Unless Spartacus here. Let's move Spartacus back. He'll keep the rebellion going. There we go. So we've got to have their fearless leader survive if this rebellion is going to succeed. But it looks like the Romans are now trying to attack the archer position. Based on the fact that there's not a lot of alive Spartacus' elite left. But the fire rate from these arrows... Is he going to get in? Oh my god, this little fella. Oh. So if I get... So, like, they're not even really paying attention to... Okay, now they are. But you can see how long it takes for the AI to pay any attention, because I think they just attack the first thing that they can see. And in this case, it's going to cost the Romans the battle. I believe. And I don't think the other archers... The other archers aren't in range. But they've been fighting for a good 12 hours now. And just... If the Romans can just take out those final 20 of Spartacus' elite, then they might just be able to push through the archers. It will be interesting, that's for sure. Because the Romans, I believe, do have a fairly good missile block chance, or at least a block chance. But, oh god, they're so close to attacking. Oh, there's just... No! Look, you can see just they're just focusing so much on the Spartacus' elite that they're just losing so many troops, and like, oh god, I'm almost kind of cringing. Just because I wish I could just like direct the troops into that archer line. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Oh, it looks like the remaining 1,600 Romans. Well, actually, by the time they take out those few, I imagine they'll be down to about 1,000, and then I think it's just going to be too much. There's going to be too many arrows for the Romans. The Spartacus' elite now down to the final like 5 or 6. I imagine this could be Crixus trying to hold. The final stand of Crixus. Well, there's only like 2 of them left. Fighting back to back. Now there's just the one. And now the Romans are going to be in amongst the archers. But I think it's too little too late from the Romans now. I think they've lost it. They are taking down the archers fairly quickly though. I don't know that it'll be enough. There are. Oh, you can shoot for a wall. I don't believe it. But Spartacus was trying to. Oh, I think that's a. I think Spartacus is probably dead now. Oh no, here he is. Oh, there he goes. The Romans might just take out that set of archers, but then they've got another 400 archers to go up against. So maybe I should have just kept it as 250 on each side. That might give them a bit more of a chance. But this battle is going on quite some time. I thought This scenario might be over by now, so let's do the old speed-a-rooney. Which just completely messes up the sound. Okay, so that's that batch of archers gone. And the Romans are now going to push on forward. But, oh my gosh, they're just going to take a barrage of fire. Yep. Charge! They're hugging the rock here, but it might not be enough, because all 400 of these archers can just keep on firing. Let's run the gauntlet. Da -da 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 -da. Oh my god, he's going to make it. So as long as they get to the dip, then they're fine. Here he goes. Yep. There goes Jeff. Another one to run the gauntlet. Here we go. Yeah, he's gone. Alright. Here we go. Just duck behind your friends, mate. Oh my gosh. They're actually managing to get into the archer line. Yes, here we go. Oof. This is certainly going to be interesting. 700 Romans remain. This is definitely the longest scenario that I've run. I honestly didn't think it would go on this long. Okay, well let's get the spearmen to follow me. Because in all reality, they would have actually managed to form up some kind of defence here. But it looks like the Romans are going to make it through. And they're actually into the archer line here. Oh, they're actually coming up to assist. So many arrows flying, but yeah, it's 4,000 versus 300 Romans now, so it's... I need to stop saying so much. I think I'm saying it a lot in the videos recently, and it's... Bruh. Yeah, 232 Romans remain. I'm going to fight as a spearman. Come at me, bro. Oh, well, no, there we go. So... Just said so again. The rebellion of Spartacus looks like it's going to continue. Who knows if that was the real Spartacus? We will never know who perished there. For they are all Spartacus. I'm going to kill that guy. Right, let's do it. Yeah. So 55 Romans remain, 50, and the remainder. Oh, they're going to hit him in the rear. Oh, never mind. "25 Romans. Oh, there's this guy. What are you doing, mate? Come on. "9 Romans left. It's just the stragglers going to their deaths now. So there we have it. Spartacus Rebellion has survived and lives to fight another day. 18,000 Romans appear to have perished. Yeah, 6. I don't know where the other ones have gone. They might just be stuck somewhere. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it there. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave the video a like. Very much appreciated. So, and until next time, everyone, I bid you a very, very good day.